friends, my name is Tiffany and I am a fat yoga teacher trying to make yoga more accessible to everybody. So today is all about giving you options in one pose. So Tip Tuesday tutorial, 10-minute, I don't know what I'm putting in the title, but something like that. So let's go ahead and break it down. We will be doing low lunge today. This pose often translates into high crescent really easily, but we're going to keep it with a low lunge. So this is great if you are practicing yoga at home and you're finding that the flow has a lot of crescents in it. You can use any one of these options to kind of like give you a little bit of a variation. So let's go ahead and just start with standing. A lot of people have issues with knees, bending their knees, and they still want to get that stretch. So let me just show you what I mean when I say low lunge. Do this. Okay. This is traditionally where you want to be at with low lunge. Here's the thing. My back knee is down, my back foot can be tucked or untucked, and my front knee is bent. Now, as I push my hips down and kind of forward in this motion, this is going to stretch out the top of that opposite leg and the inner thigh and this outer hip area. So just depending on how low you go, how low can you go? This also stretches out back muscles and other things. You can really get low here. So with this low lunge, you know, you're stretching out the front of the leg and this. So it kind of hits all the marks, which is great if you are wanting. If you're wanting to get those stretches. So here's a few options if you're not able to get to the ground or you're having knee issues. Go ahead and set a block down on the ground and let's just place our foot on it. And here's what we will be doing. We'll bring our hands to our hips or maybe use a wall for balance and we'll just begin to lean forward. You could also grab a chair and have it right next to you. This also stretches out the front of your thigh. So if you're like, I need a different option, my knees are bothering me, this is a good option for you. So let's say we want to do the other side as well. So let's go ahead and switch the sides. Plant your foot, lean forward. So I'm getting a stretch in the front of this right leg. So my left leg is bent. I'm leaning into the block and I'm finding that stretch. So where we're going with all of these variations is making sure that we are kind of hitting similar muscles or some of the similar muscles that are in the original pose. So next option would be to grab a chair and do it from a chair. Now this depends on, you know, what kind of chair you're using, but I like a dining chair like this. And I will set it up so you can kind of see from the side. We plant kind of like a half a butt cheek, okay? So we sit down from the edge and we grip the back of the chair. I like a chair with like a firm back. And we grip it so we can lift up this hip on this side, lift up the foot and move the foot back. So this plants this back foot down and it kind of gives you that crescent lunge look. Now this is where you might end up being because your hips are super tight. And if that's the case, then maybe you're here, right? So this is a low lunge as well. This is stretching out different things, but kind of like play with the placement of the foot. And you can do that by gripping the back of the chair, lifting the foot, and kind of finding that balance. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side. So half a butt cheek, grip the back of the chair, and lean into it and stretch out that back leg. So we're feeling a stretch here, we feel a stretch here, we feel a stretch here. Lots of stretchy areas. And if you're not able to sit up because you're super tight somewhere in this area, it hurts, then of course bend the knee and adjust. And you can definitely tell like it's gonna feel a little bit different, but as you get more comfortable, you can press your foot back more and more. So just take your time, feel into it. And that might be where you're at today, so stay there. And then last option, let's just break down having that low lunge option with a bolster and 2 blocks on the floor. So you can still get on the floor and you still feel good about it and you want to, but you have sensitivity, right? So like maybe your knees hurt a little bit or you just need a little bit extra space. And what I mean by that is when you set up blocks at the top of your mat, that gives you some stability. It brings the ground to your hands, so you're not constantly having to lean forward or balance. That gives you some stability. So we set up our bolster here, 2 blocks right in front of us, set our knee down here, and then step our opposite foot forward. Our back foot is tucked. I like a tuck. You can untuck and then just press the top of the foot into the mat. We can bring our hands to our blocks and adjust, right? So like you can kind of see my back is rounded here, and where we want to go with this is leaning forward and my back to be lifted. See how flat my back kind of gets, and I get my natural arch with my chest lifted. So a lot of times if we don't have blocks, we're reaching and we've got chest, belly, thigh, everything is squishing together. And so if that's happening, remind yourself you can push into the side of the belly, make your room, press into your blocks, and then lift with the chest. So blocks are there to give support. I feel like I can breathe. I feel like I'm getting a deep stretch. Now your hips could be open at different varying stages. So like you can just kind of rock back and forth, play with this a little bit. If this hurts for the knees, then hold it. Press into the blocks to relieve that pressure. Bring that other foot around. And then step your opposite foot forward. Foot steps forward, hands come to the hips. We look forward and we begin here. Maybe we lean forward, hands come to the blocks. And we can kind of play with that same action here, moving the hips back and forth. So wherever you're at is good. Remind yourself that. If you're starting with the block, if you move to the chair, if you're using a bolster and 2 blocks, all of these options are good. So that's my kind of breaking down low lunge for you for today. If you enjoy movies like this, if you enjoy videos like this, please give me a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!